I've been driving the 2019 Mazda CX-5 for about a week now, and there's a lot to like about the vehicle, but there's a few things that I would like changed. So this is a subjective video in which I share my likes and dislikes. And there's a few things that it just seems odd to me, and it's probably just my personal preferences, but I want to point out, a few things. Starting off with the positives, has excellent LED headlights. I did a night video showing how real nice the headlights are. Fantastic. The adaptive cruise control, it keeps you at a really comfortable distance between you and the vehicle in front of you. Really like the adaptive cruise control. The sound system has a premium Bose sound system. Sounds fantastic. It's a quiet vehicle. It has plenty of power. That does not have the adaptive, the auto start feature. You don't have to worry about that. These are all really good features that are excellent. There's just excellent features in this vehicle. Some of the things that I'm not really fond of, well, here's something here. Okay, so the steering wheel is slippery, and I'm going to get into that in just a little bit more detail, but the steering wheel is slippery. It has caused some issues with driving and some close calls, actually, because I'm not accustomed to such a slippery steering wheel. So you do have to grip it hard, and it's not very thick, so it kind of digs into your bones, and it's not very soft either. So, it's kind of a catch-22. You grip it, it hurts your hands. Loosely grip it, you might lose your control of the vehicle. Okay, so we'll get into a little bit more detail with that in relationship with the buttons. Okay, another issue is the accelerator and this right here. So the accelerator is fine, but this console is way out here in the way. It's competing with my legroom. So even if I have my knee, foot, and hip all in line, I'm still pressed up against this console. If I have a little bit of a tilt, which is more comfortable for me, I'm constantly, competing with this. I think this could be done better. Another thing is the air conditioner is kind of lacking. There's lots of times in which I was still sweating because there's no remote start. So when you can't even get remote start, I guess you could have it added on, but it's not part of any package or any trim level. So there's no remote start. You get in a 150-degree vehicle and you start sweating immediately because it takes a little while for the air conditioning to start. But then the air conditioner isn't all that great to begin with, so it's hard to stop actually cool off. And I don't know if it's the glass that's not UV protected or whatever, but if the sun's shining on you, you just never really get cold. The only thing that really helps is the cooled seat. That does help a lot, but seems to me like the air conditioner is not all that great for my preferences anyway. The camera system is partially unusable. It's pretty much unusable to me. The thing is, it's low resolution, and it's on a small screen, and it's far away. So you're kind of like squinting and focusing on it and trying to decipher things. If you're going to do all that, you might as well just look in the mirrors, because this is not very good, especially at nighttime. These cameras are misaligned. You just can't see all that great, and you see it's distorted really bad. Let's put it in reverse, because there's another issue. The backup camera is significantly offset, so it's way off to one side. You can see a tag on one side, not the other. It's distorted, it's low resolution, it's small, and it's far away from your eyes. Those are all things that, an issue. Now, they try to solve the fact that you can't reach it from a sitting position by having these extra complexity with having these buttons here. So you have these buttons to control it, and your volume knob is down here, but there's no tune knob. So if you want to tune through the stations, you can't do it here, you can't do it here. You have to go into some menu or something to try to tune the stations. The only thing you can do in relationship with that, with the radio, is push these buttons. All these do is cycle through the presets, which you have to have preset up in order to use. If you start cycling it without thinking that you're going to change to the next radio station, all you're going to go is to some AM channel with static or something that hasn't been set up. So these don't change through your radio stations. It's not a tune knob. Okay, these are your presets. Your volume is here, which is good, but these are on the front of the steering wheel. Okay, if you have things on the front, you have to loosen your grip to start playing around with these buttons here on the front. It's not as intuitive as buttons on the back. I really enjoy my car, which has the buttons on the back. I can keep my hands on the steering wheel, a nice grip, and change volume, tune through the stations, audio source, presets, all that stuff without taking my hands. I could just like this, no problem. Okay, so that's another thing that I think would be an upgrade. The gauges look great. There's a lot of complexity here. There's actually like 2 fuel gauges. One is for miles before you need to get gas, and it's not really great on gas. But anyways, there's 2 fuel gauge type things here. Not sure why there's 2, but anyways, other than that, the black background, the white lettering, it's really easy to read. Now there's no digital speedometer other than the heads-up display. So if you're not a fan of the heads-up display, you don't have a digital speedometer down here. So, and the heads-up display is one of those types that's kind of like right in your view. So I don't really care for this particular one, and it has a lot of information, too much in my particular opinion. And I'm just not, you know, a fan of heads-up display all that much. I'd rather just glance down and look at a digital speedometer without all the complexity. So just for reference, I'm looking at a Grand Cherokee. Now this isn't really a super comparison video or anything like that, but the Grand Cherokee kind of solves a lot of those issues that I saw on that vehicle on the CX-5. So that's why I'm using this as an example. Well, one thing is on the CX-5, you have to push this to lock and lock. This one, you can put your hand behind the handle to unlock it. So I like that. So when you get into the Grand Cherokee, the accelerator pedal is here, and this is dished out significantly. So I have plenty of knee room. I can like really push my knee way over here to the right before it actually touches the center console. This is something else I like. The backup camera is in the very center position. So the screen is also here. I don't have to reach out. Like the other one, I was going like this and I couldn't even touch the screen. This one is right here. I can put my arm on the armrest and still touch the screen. So it's right there. It's easy to see. It's easy to read. It has a decent resolution, and I can, you know, push the buttons or whatever, right? Okay, the speedometer, there's no heads-up display in this particular vehicle, but look, nice, easy to see digital speedometer. There's not a lot of complexity there. You still have a lot of information when you need it, but look, it's just a number. I look up, I'm glancing, I'm looking back up. I don't have to have something in my way. I don't have to have something right in my view as I'm driving. And I have a digital speedometer. I can change it to a regular one, just like the other one. That one has a digitally represented analog speedometer. If I like that, I can have that too here. But that's all there is. There's not a lot of complexity here. So I like that. The steering wheel is grippy, it's thick, and it's soft. Okay, so even if I grip it hard, it doesn't dig into my hands as much because it's thicker and it's softer, and it actually, there's no slipping going on. Even when my hands are sweating, there's no slipping going on. It's a grippy enough steering wheel. And the thickness, I really like the thickness. Everything in this vehicle is backlit. The cup holders are backlit. In the CX-5, if you saw in the night video, the compartment here is completely dark. This one has a light in it. This one has backlit cup holders. It has backlit ports, USB ports, and the connection ports are all backlit. You can find them in the dark. There's plenty of lighting in this vehicle. Everything is backlit. There's floorboard illumination, which that one has too. But some of the things that, you know, that I like about this vehicle, if they were to implement that in the Mazda, that would be such an exceptional upgrade in my opinion. In the Grand Cherokee, you have 2 USB charge ports. Now the CX-5 does too, but these are backlit, so you can actually find them in the dark. And here's another issue that I see in almost every vehicle except for the Grand Cherokee, and that is this cover that covers up the spare tire. This on the Grand Cherokee is snaps in place. Hear that? It snaps in place. This is secure, okay? So if you have things under here, or just this in general on any other vehicle, this thing is just laying there on other vehicles. It doesn't snap in place and is secure. So in the event of an accident or whatever, all this comes out and inside the cabin. This keeps everything secure. I really like that extra touch where this is actually latched down, unlike almost every other vehicle on the market, where they just lay the cover here and they have storage underneath it or whatever, and it's not secure. And yes, the Grand Cherokee has a remote start, and it has a place to add it on the key just in case you buy a vehicle that doesn't have it. You can buy the remote start and have it on the factory key, so you don't have to have some extra little thing on the side for your remote start. And I just want to pile on another thing is the Grand Cherokee's rear-wheel drive. You get better gas mileage with a V6 and plenty of power with the 8-speed transmission. The Mazda has a 4-cylinder with a turbo. It has the power similar as this vehicle, but it's front-wheel drive, or it's actually all-wheel drive, but it feels like a front-wheel drive vehicle, and it gets significantly lower fuel economy with a 4-cylinder. So it's kind of, I don't understand why they just don't put a V6 in it. I just thought of another big one, and this is, I'm just spoiled, I guess, with my car, but Grand Cherokee has the same thing. With this Mazda and a lot of other vehicles on the market, it doesn't give you the ability to have the vehicle running and you get out with the key and lock the door. So on my car and on the Grand Cherokee, you can get out and lock the door and take the key with you and go in a store or whatever while keeping the engine running and the air conditioning or the heater going, especially if you have other people in the car or whatever and they're just waiting for you. You can actually lock that door and leave the vehicle running. And I think that is a really good feature that I used all the time, and I just can't do that. So no remote start, I can't. It's just a climate control issue for the most part, because I'm constantly getting in a hot car, whether it's sitting there for 5 minutes or sitting there for all night long or whatever, for hours. It's constantly hot, so there's no way of me keeping that air conditioner going for any period of time unless I'm behind the wheel. So this has just been my thoughts on how they can improve this vehicle, and what I've noticed that kind of stood out to me as deal breakers pretty much for me as far as buying this vehicle. But anyways, let me know what you think, if I'm wrong, if I'm being too harsh in this particular vehicle, or just let me know what your opinion is, and I'll see you guys next time.